What is up, you guys, and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, well, obviously you are, because so am I. This is my first YouTube video, so I'm excited that you're here. It's been a long time coming. I've been working on this for a while, or brainstorming about this for a while, and so I'm happy that it's actually happening. A little bit about this channel. It's just going to be a safe space for literally everyone. I'm going to talk a lot about personal development, self-care, life lessons. I have a lot of life lessons, so we'll talk about those. Women empowerment, and just all things that feel good. So I hope you like what you hear, and I hope that some of this content can help you navigate through your own life. I hope it's relatable. And so yeah, so don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and let's get into today's first video. Today, I want to talk about strategies for achieving work-life balance. And I have my notes here, strategies that I actually took to achieve work-life balance. I've been talking a lot about this to friends and family, so I figured it was something that I could just do a video on. I've done a lot of work to get to where I'm at now in my work-life balance, and I think my work-life balance is pretty healthy at this point in my life. So I've shared some of my balances with other people and who have taken some of the advice, and it's worked out for them. So I hope it can work out for you guys as well. So essentially, work-life balance is having a equally balanced work life and an equally balanced personal life. And oftentimes the work-life balance gets thrown off because we have increased responsibilities at work, which could be a new position, longer hours, the pandemic, so a heavier workload, or increased responsibilities at home, which could be having children, living with a spouse, living with roommates, helping sick parents, things like that. So it's very common and likely that our work-life balance at some point will get thrown off in our lives. But we have to figure out how to strategically balance the two to where it's healthy for us individually. Now, what may work for someone may not work for you. What may work for me may not work for you. But hopefully some of these tips and strategies that I have done you can incorporate in your own life, and maybe that would actually help you. Strategy number one is realizing that there is no perfect schedule. There is no perfect schedule, you guys. Life gets thrown at us all types of which ways. So what may have worked yesterday may not work today. Like, it's just not, there's no perfect schedule. And that's the reality of it. Once we can realize that and accept that, it's going to take off the stress of your schedule not being perfect. It's going to take off the worriness. It's going to take off the unrealistic expectations, right? So that's first thing is first. So definitely just realize there's no perfect schedule. Step number two was prioritizing your health. Now, this is something that I just started doing, right? Within the last few years. I was that employee that never prioritized her health. I was going to work not always 100%, not feeling well. But I didn't want to be the employee that called out because I'm sick. Like, I wanted them to see how dedicated and how reliable I was, right? No. If I've learned nothing, I have learned that your mental, your physical, and your emotional health are the three things that only you can control. Three things that only you can manage. And if you allow it, your work life and or your personal life, if you allow those two different lives to control those three elements of your health, it's a shit show. It's a complete shit show. So take your sick days, take them. because let me tell you, the show must go on. If something happens and you end up hospitalized or worse, dead because you didn't take care of your health first, that show will still go on. Your job will just be filled with another body and the show will still go on. That's just the reality of the situation. No one else is gonna take care of your health but you. So prioritize those three things. Once I started prioritizing those three things and I started taking my sick days to rest, I was an 100% better employee than I was before. I was a better friend. I was a better daughter. When I took the time to rest, I just was a better person overall. When I started taking my mental health days, let me tell you, I was a better person all around as well. You can ask anyone in my life. Once I started taking those days to just woo-saw, take a step back, and reset, it's a feeling that I don't even know how to explain it. I guess it just made me feel just lighter. Like they're important. Take the sick days, take the mental health days, which will also aid in your emotional health days. Take the days. They're completely worth it. Number 3, don't be afraid to unplug. And this is something that I also had to learn how to do recently. It's okay to unplug. Now, I don't have children, but my personal life was very hectic and I was always busy. Like from the minute I got off of work, I would be on the phone up until it was time for me to go to bed. That is not healthy. That was the craziest shit I've ever done. That is not healthy. Take time to unplug. I had to learn how to set boundaries with, my friends and my family members who wanted to just talk after work or sit on the phone after work. I had to set a boundary. So for me, what I started doing was I would get home at 5 o'clock. I would immediately take a shower. I would get ready for bed. Then I would eat my dinner. So this is probably around 5:45, 6 o'clock. I try not to eat dinner late, but Then I would eat dinner, but I'm already showered and ready for bed. So that's the bed. That's rule number 1, because there's nothing worse than getting comfortable and on the couch and then getting sleepy and having to go upstairs, but you can't even get in bed because you have to take a shower first. That's just because you have to wash the day off. There's nothing worse than that. Unless you're a morning shower and not a nighttime shower, I don't know. I don't like getting in bed with outside on me, so that's just me personally. But so I would take a shower, eat dinner, and then I told myself, okay, I would talk on the phone from about 6:30 till about 7:30, 7:45, 8 o'clock maybe. And it just depends on who I had to call, right? If my best friend was calling me, if my auntie was calling, if my grandmother was calling, my mother, just down the list. I had to just set a time to when I was gonna stop talking on the phone. And I did that. So by 8 o'clock, I was not talking to anybody on the phone. I would turn the TV on and I would have me time. And I would watch an episode, maybe 2, just depending on how bold I'm feeling, because I like to be in bed by a certain time. So I would watch an episode or 2 and I would decompress. That was my decompression time. I would put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm not scrolling on Instagram. I'm not responding to text messages. I'm not scrolling on any other social media. I'm not doing any of that. I'm literally unplugging and going on D&D. And it was probably the best thing I've ever done for myself. And till this day, I do it still to this day. Now my phone has a permanent D&D time. So if you call me after a certain time, my phone is not gonna ring. That's just what it is. And it has that sleep mode. I'm not gonna stray from that, absolutely not. So that's just something that I did. So don't be afraid to unplug. You're not missing anything, I promise. Obviously, if there's an emergency, your favorites in your phone, if they call back to back, it'll come through. But you're not missing anything. Anything on social media will be there when you get back. I'm sure by now someone has already screenshotted and uploaded it anyway. So just unplug. Don't be afraid to unplug at all. Next is take a vacation. So in addition to me being the employee that was not going to call out because I was sick, I was also an employee that did not take vacation time because my job was more important than me taking a vacation. And also, I was also worried about the backlog and the interruption that it was going to create in my job. First of all, let me tell you something, what I've learned, that work will always be there, 100%. It does not interrupt what you got going on. It's actually necessary. Pay attention, look around. Your bosses have figured it out. 9 out of 10 times, you have a boss that's going to take a vacation. And I mean a real vacation. My vacations were, a half day from work. Because I was taking off half day on a Friday, and then I was coming back to work Monday morning. That's not a vacation. I'm talking about days out of the office during the week. Your bosses are doing it because they figured it out. They've figured it out. This is not their life. This is a part of their life. And even taking a vacation from your personal life. I don't have children, but if I did, I could imagine that if I needed some me time, I would be calling into work or taking a vacation day from work, taking the kids to school, and staying at home by my goddamn self. Staycation, 100%. It's okay to take a break. And I think that a lot of us feel if we take a break, something won't get done. Or if we take a break, we won't be that star person, we won't be that star employee, we won't be, the best mommy or wife or whatever the case is, whoever you are, daughter, whatever, son, I don't know. But it's not the reality. The reality is the people that are around you and love you, people that you're taking care of, they want you to take a break. The people that you work with, they probably don't give a rat's ass what you do. But let me tell you, when you become exhausted and your attitude and mood changes, they'll appreciate you when you take your vacation days. So take the vacation days. It's so necessary. The lighting is changing, the sun's going down. But anyways, okay. So these last two strategies I want to talk to you about are going to be geared towards your work life per se. And the first one is make time for yourself and your loved ones and the things that you love to do. Your job is important. We know that. We have to make a living somehow, some way. But it's not your entire life. At least it shouldn't be. I know people who do make their job their entire lives and all they have to talk about is their job. That's not healthy. Think of it this way. You are an individual before your job and you'll be an individual after this job, 100%. And once I started realizing that and prioritizing my personal life and taking that into account, I started to realize I need to do things that I truly do enjoy doing. For me, my outlet, things that I truly really enjoy doing, it's happy hour, okay? I love a good happy hour. I love Taco Tuesday. I love Wine Wednesday. I love Thirsty Thursday. I love it all. That's what I like to do. I love social moments to where I get to go out, sit down at a restaurant, have drinks, and I have some good food and some good conversation. I do things with people that I actually enjoy, people that I actually love. Now, not to say that there's nothing wrong for doing things, like doing something like that, like with your coworkers. I have a handful of coworkers that I actually really do love. And then I have a handful of coworkers that I could probably do without, but I've been to happy hour with them. And I realized the difference is just because I love happy hour doesn't mean I love doing it with everyone, right? So Do things that you truly do enjoy doing with people that you love, people that you truly enjoy being around. That is so important. Prioritize those things. It doesn't have to be happy hour, but anything. Some people like going to the bowling alley after work. I know a few people who like to bowl after work, which is completely fine. Or some people like to go shopping. I may be one of those people, depending on my day. But just do things that you enjoy doing with people that you love. And realize that your loved ones truly should come first. There's nobody at your job that's going to miss you as much as a loved one would, right? So everyone is replaceable at work, but not everyone is replaceable at home. So proceed that way. Last strategy that I want to talk about is to set boundaries. This is the holy grail, okay? Do not work outside of your working hours. Trust me, again, everything I've talked about today, I've done. This is like firsthand experience. I am guilty of working outside of my working hours. I am guilty of coming in 30 minutes early and working that 30 minutes off the clock, not getting paid for it. I'm guilty of missing lunches, not getting paid for it. I'm guilty of missing breaks. I'm guilty of staying at work late. I'm guilty of checking my emails on the weekend. Who does it? Like, nothing that you do outside of your working hours is required, right, for your job, number one. If it was something that was so important to your job, they would pay you for it and they would make it a criteria. They would pay you for it. Now, what I also know is if you are the ones checking your emails outside of work hours, you're best to ask for a work phone because, honey, let me tell you, I think that a lot of us take so much pride in our work. A lot of us get wrapped up in our work to where work becomes just our forefront, focus. And it's not, it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. So I'm telling you now, do not check that phone outside of working hours. It is not a requirement and they do not pay you for it. Stop working for free. Stop killing yourself for free. Stop. Just stop. That's the end of the strategies that I took to get to where I am and how I feel like my work-life balance has changed. I am a lot less stressed. My personal life is definitely at the forefront using these strategies. I do everything that I want to do with people that I love to do it with. I make sure I make time for myself. I make sure I make time for the people that I love, and I make sure that I have my work time. Like when I'm clocked in, that's my work time. That's really just it. But I mean, you ask any of my coworkers today, like the minute the clock strikes time off, I am out. Like I'm by. Unless I'm in the middle of doing something, then of course. But even then, I'm gonna ask for overtime. Stop working for free. That is like diminishing everything. Stop working for free. That is like the number one rule that I could tell you for work-life balance. Don't work for free. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you took some good notes. I hope that some of these things were relatable to you and you're able to apply them to your everyday life. And yeah, I really wish just for a healthy work-life balance for everyone. So it's like chef's kiss, a work-life balance, 100%. So yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to my YouTube video, and I hope to see you guys next time. I don't really have a upload schedule just yet. I'm thinking once a week, so gonna look out for that. So definitely make sure you subscribe and hit that little bell so that you're notified once I do upload another video. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.